Common objections of Muslims regarding Jesus speaking Greek and refutations. Muslim objection 1. Jesus was a Jewish prophet sent to the children of Israel, who spoke Aramaic and possibly Hebrew, but not Greek. Refutation. While it is true that Jesus primarily spoke Aramaic, the claim that he could not have spoken Greek overlooks significant historical and cultural context. During the 1st century, Greek was a common lingua franca throughout the Roman Empire, including Judea and Galilee. The fact that Greek was widely spoken is evident from numerous archaeological findings, including inscriptions and documents from that era. Furthermore, Islamic Allah, in his infinite wisdom, does not restrict his message to a single language. The Quran itself references the word, Injil, which is derived from the Greek word, euangelion, meaning, good news, or, gospel. This implies that Greek was not only known but was also a language in which divine concepts could be conveyed. If Allah, who is omnipotent, sees no issue with using Greek to refer to divine scripture, then it follows that Greek was acceptable in religious discourse, including for Jesus. John 12:20-23 states, "Now there were some Greeks among those who went up to worship at the festival. They came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, with a request. 'Sir,' they said, 'we would like to see Jesus.'" This passage indicates that Greek-speaking individuals sought out Jesus, implying that he would have had the capability to communicate with them. Muslim objection 2. The teachings of Jesus would have been communicated exclusively in the language of the people he was sent to, Aramaic or Hebrew. Refutation. While Jesus' primary audience was indeed the Jewish people, the notion that he would have exclusively used Aramaic or Hebrew dismisses the multicultural nature of the region at the time. The areas of Galilee and Judea were under Roman rule, where Greek was not only common but often used in trade, governance, and scholarly work. This would have required anyone interacting with various groups, including religious leaders like Jesus, to understand and potentially speak Greek. Moreover, the New Testament Gospels themselves, widely believed to have been written in Greek, indicate that the early Christian community saw no issue with conveying Jesus' teachings in this language. Allah permitting the Quran to refer to the Gospel as Injil, a term rooted in Greek, further supports the idea that Greek was not an impediment to sacred communication. In Matthew 8:5-13, the story of the Roman centurion who came to Jesus for healing highlights this multilingual environment. The centurion, a Roman likely fluent in Greek, approached Jesus, who understood him. Jesus' response, "Truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith," demonstrates his ability to engage with non-Jews, likely using Greek. Muslim objection 3. If Jesus spoke Greek, it would undermine the authenticity of his teachings since they were meant for the Jewish people. Refutation. This objection assumes that a prophet's teachings are only valid if delivered in a single language. However, Allah's choice to reference the Gospel as Injil, which is Greek in origin, shows that he does not place linguistic limits on his message. Greek, being a dominant language of the time, would have been an effective means for spreading Jesus' teachings to a broader audience, including Jews who were bilingual or trilingual. Additionally, the use of Greek in the dissemination of Jesus' message aligns with the mission of reaching both Jews and Gentiles. Allah's will is for his prophets to be heard and understood, and if Greek facilitated that, it serves as an affirmation rather than a contradiction. Mark 7:26 speaks of a Syrophoenician woman who pleaded with Jesus. The woman was a Greek, born in Syrian Phoenicia. She begged Jesus to drive the demon out of her daughter. This account implies Jesus' interaction with a Greek-speaking woman, suggesting that language was no barrier in his ministry. Conclusion. The objections that Jesus could not have spoken Greek are historically and theologically insufficient. The acceptance of the term, Injil, in the Quran and references in the Bible demonstrate that Greek was known, used, and accepted as a medium for divine teachings. Allah's wisdom transcends linguistic boundaries, affirming that Jesus speaking Greek would not contradict his role as a prophet.